Hi there, welcome to this month's market update. As always, I'm going to look back on April, give a snapshot of what went on in what is normally a busy spring month, and just update and give you a very few brief thoughts on the market moving forward. As I always ask before I get into this video, hit the subscribe button. You'll get notifications of when we film these videos. And please also hit the like button as well, if indeed you do like what I'm saying, or even if you just feel bad for me, which I'd really appreciate. So let's talk about April, a busy month and one which typically continues from the start of the spring market at the end of March, but a month which is often interrupted by things like Easter holidays and obviously quite a lot of bank holidays this month as well. I'm going to split this up into three areas just to give you a feel of where I think the market's at. First area I want to talk about is all about housing supply. The second area is around buyer demand, and the third and the all-important one for most of the people watching is about prices and what prices are doing. So let's go each of those in order. So first of all, let's talk about housing supply. I've harped on about this for years. It's one of the biggest problems that we have, not just in this region, but as the country as a whole. The government at the last election, in fact, I think the election before that, said they were going to build 300,000 houses a year to match the demand that they could see was out there in the country with a growing and, of course, an aging population. We've got nowhere near that. If you take the stats and look at the last 10 years, we're building on average 200,000 properties a year. We are way below the target line for where we need to be. And of course, that's just constraining supply into the market, which then, when you marry that up with my next thoughts around buyer demand, it's creating a situation where prices are just struggling to fall at the level that people are predicting. So let's talk a bit about buyer demand. So when it comes to the buyers that are out there in the market, yes, at the end of last year, we saw quite a lot withdraw on the back of what was a very difficult time after the mini budget. But an interesting report from Zoopla recently, I was reading it, in detail said that buyers are coming back, and I'm going to quote them right now, a steady and sustained recovery in buyer demand, which has then reflected an increase in the volume of sales agreed. And we are seeing this very much happen within our own statistics over the last couple of months. Generally speaking, about a 10% increase in sales comparative to where they would have been in the same period of 2018, 2019. Again, for those who watch my videos regularly, you'll know there's no point in me comparing with the markets of 21 and 22. Those were big, busy boom markets. We're now back to our new normal. What was also revealed in that report, which I thought was especially interesting, was the resurgence in the first-time buyer market. This is now the single biggest group of buyers out there looking for property at the moment. When we think about why that is, I guess a lot of them are still able to go out there and afford that next mortgage. Help from the bank of mum and dad, of course, is there. And a big point, rents are on the up. A lot of buy-to-let landlords finding that the pressures of finance are pushing rents higher, the cost of borrowing, the cost of inflation allowing them to do so. And I think that's taking quite a lot of tenants out of that area of the market and pushing them to make that first step on the ladder. That's something I can see continuing through the rest of this year. Okay, finally, prices. What are prices doing in our local and across the national market? I'm going to do something a little bit different this month with help from our editing team. I'm going to put a table up next to me, which is going to give you the various different indexes that there are out there, which tell us exactly what's happening with prices. And as you can see, they all say something different. Some are looking at historic data, so the Land Registry nationwide and Halifax all look at stuff that would sales that were being agreed 3 or 4 months ago. Rightmove looks at the instructions that are coming on the market, and our own is a small snapshot of our region showing the average price of sale agreed in the last month. If you take an average though of all of this, what you can see is very, very little movement going on with prices currently. I would say prices at the moment are stable. We've seen about 3 to 4%, as again I've said in previous videos, come off the market since the mini budget. Nothing like some of the commentators predicted 10, 15 or 20% price drops for all the reasons that I've been talking about just before. Okay, so quick summary and what are my thoughts for the coming month or two? Well, It is the spring and summer months. This is the time where the market and the temperature outside, we hope, is hotting up, and that's exactly what has been happening over the last month or so. And barring any big shift in interest rates, I don't see that changing in the coming few weeks and into the rest of this year. I am going to make some predictions though. If interest rates push up above 5%, I'm going to have to change what I'm saying. I think the market could be in for a slightly different trajectory. If interest rates can stay under 5% at 4.5%, and of course, we've got a Bank of England announcement next week, it could be interesting to see exactly how the market responds. I think if we keep to that level, I would expect maybe even to see some growth through the rest of this year, and I might get a few comments to suggest otherwise below, we'll see. As always though, you're gonna have to stay in touch with us through this video to find out if what I'm saying is correct. We're here and we're available 8 AM till 8 PM, 7 days a week. We'd love to talk to you about how we can help you move in 2023. Thanks for watching.